Hey, welcome to Area Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. Welcome to the many new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate you taking time out to look at my videos. Share them if you like. I certainly do welcome you. Prior to World War II, Nazi Germany, the rhetoric against not only the Jewish people, but against the people who opposed Hitler and his rise to power is remarkably similar to today. Hitler called the German people who opposed his socialist agenda extremists, right-wingers, Jewish sympathizers. And what are the similarities today? Joe Biden is calling people that are conservatives, extreme MAGA, a threat to democracy. Very similar to what Hitler was saying then and what Joe Biden and his Democrats are repeating. In 1933, you had the rise of power and the Hitler Youth, the German brown shirts, the Nazi brown shirts, going around chanting, singling out Jewish businesses, urging the Nazi people, the German people, to not support the Jewish stores and the population. And what is it we see now here on the campuses? You hear slogans from river to sea, Palestine will be free. Well, if you examine that, and the people that are chanting it are calling for the extermination of the Jewish population and the Israeli state. Very similar to 1933-34. You have demands from these sock puppets who cover their faces, demanding that the colleges divest from Jewish-owned businesses in and out of Israel. And what is it that the Nazi sympathizers were urging other Germans to do? Divest from Jewish businesses in Germany in 1930s. Very similar. Then you had the escalation of businesses, Jewish-owned, and German citizens who opposed Hitler and the rhetoric that was going on, being firebombed, destroyed, boycotted, labeled as anti-German sympathizers. And what is it we see here across our college campuses? You have Jewish students that are afraid to attend colleges, afraid to attend their graduation. And if a dean or a professor says what you are doing is not correct and what you're doing is actually anti-Semitism and hatred, nothing happens to those protesters. However, the professors are boycotted, threatened with physical harm. Their houses are put out on the internet as a location to protest and boycott. Exactly the same thing that was going on pre-World War II in Germany. The Democrats, the people that have D's behind their names, that 184 representatives in our Congress voted not to denounce the unprovoked attack by Hamas on October 7th, killing close to 1,500 innocent Jewish civilians and military. and taking 7 American hostages who, as of today, we do not know if they're alive, and this incompetent administration has done nothing about it except to block arms and support the very foundation of Hamas and its support through Iran by allowing entities to buy Iranian oil and resupply Hamas and Hezbollah. And let's not forget about Hezbollah. The attack from Lebanon has increased by hundreds of days of rockets being launched. And Hezbollah is directly funded by Iran. Yet this administration and those with the D behind their name representing this country refuse to denounce the attack, refuse to denounce the rape, the torture, the beheading of babies and women under Hamas control. And yet these sock puppets on campuses proudly wave the Palestinian flag while chanting death to their fellow students on the same campus. If we do not, as an American population who support our republic and support our Constitution, we will be in the fight of our lives, and I mean physically fight for our lives from those who use lawfare to jail us like those innocent January 6 people who are sitting behind bars still awaiting trial years after the protest, peacefully. For those that are carrying signs, standing in Washington, praying peacefully, are arrested and sentenced to 6 months in prison for silently protesting outside the Capitol. And this is what's going on. Those bureaucrats who are in power today, the unelected bureaucrats who keep the borders wide open, defy subpoenas, enact the lawfare without any repercussions, is exactly the trouble that was happening pre-World War II in Germany. And people still stood back and said, not in my country, but I'm powerless to do anything against it. I'm powerless to stop it. I am afraid of my government and what they will do to me. Sound familiar? Right now, here in the United States, this corrupt, unethical, vindictive administration is censoring free speech because of what people are saying and what they are afraid of for their community standards. Right now, this administration and those representatives with D's behind their name are allowing illegal immigrants, non-citizens, to vote in the upcoming election in Washington, D.C. Those unofficial, unelected representatives are passing out flyers in Spanish as well as in English, telling the illegal immigrants how to vote, how to avoid and not comply with American laws, because this administration and those people that support this administration are evil and rotten to the core and have sold out to power, no matter the consequences. I am warning you, I am asking you, and I am pleading with you. Unite. Stand up. And if any one of these people are saying we need to be a sanctuary city, you need to stand up loudly, boldly, get in their face and say, not on my watch, and get those people out of office. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing to Erie Shores Prepping. Greg out.